So recently I was told that apparently some consider me to be an anti-feminist. That entire idea I find to be rather hilarious, actually. Not only that, but they actually went so far as to say that I don't know what feminism is actually about. Both of those ideas could not be further from the truth, because at its core, feminism is about treating men and women as equals. And a lot of my content is about pointing out toxic behaviors of both men and women. And a lot of times it has to do with feminism. Because there are a lot of individuals who go out there masquerading themselves around as feminists when they are actually doing a great disservice to the name of feminist. Because being a feminist is not about disparaging individuals, mainly men. It is not about generalizing or trying to make the other side look bad. It is about treating both sides as equals. And until some actually understand that that is what feminism is about, then they may not understand my content for a very long time.
Ever notice that men like to take collective credit for other men's accomplishments?
It's like the word some is almost completely absent from some individuals' vocabularies.
But won't take collective accountability for other men's crimes?
But that doesn't make any sense. Why exactly would the entirety of a population take accountability for the actions that only a minority of that population are actually responsible for?
We should respect and submit to men because a few dead guys invented or built some shit.
Again, the types of men that make such statements such as those are not in the majority. They are in the unfortunate minority of men that do not seem to want to use any logic or reasoning when making such statements. I might also add that from that same pool of minority of men are where the majority of those who make generalizations about women come from. So, do consider the source.
But we shouldn't fear all men, even though the majority of violent crime is committed by men. Make it make sense.
Yes, let's do make it make sense, because unfortunately it seems that some don't understand how statistics work. Because although unfortunately the majority of those acts are committed by men, that does not mean that the majority of men commit those acts.
When men come on this app and call women like myself or other creators that they just don't agree with fat and ugly, that's like a weird thing to say. Like, it's just so strange.
Oh goody, this person again. But I will say that this time I actually agree with something that they've said. Shocking, I know. Because I will never condone individuals personally attacking others over a disagreement. Firstly, attacking someone's appearance or their intellect is just a sign of immaturity, insecurity, and just is indicative of the fact that they have nothing to say in regards to a relevant rebuttal in regards to anything that that person has said. However, I will point out that this is the high point of irony coming from some individuals that I could mention, and in fact, as they say, the call seems to be coming from inside the house, because a lot of people, the majority of their content seems to be responding to individuals by insulting them, by calling them, well, pick-me's, old, boomers, or just showing their picture in some way to try to shame them into silence by somehow indicating that they're maybe not attractive enough to have an opinion. Now, I understand if that person insulted someone first, so naturally, it is a playground-type response to try to insult them back. But seriously, that's not the way to go about winning an argument. In fact, that only makes that person look small.
Ladies, I just want you to know that treating men transactionally will not change how men treat you.
Sure, except for in those cases where it almost always absolutely will, because contrary to popular opinion, most men are actually rather observant and do understand when they're being used.
It will only reveal their extremely transactional nature to you as a woman who has been taught to give your value away for free.
Or, as more likely is the case, the guy actually understands what is going on and how the woman is currently viewing their relationship and is going to treat the woman precisely the way that she is treating him.
Will not only radicalize you, but it's also an excellent vetting strategy and an excellent way to
stay single. Yes, I said it. Because if you're going to use someone in a relationship in a transactional manner, please do the rest of us a favor and just stay single.
Because you as a woman have been taught to accept the bare minimum and the idea of love and romance in exchange for cold,
hard labor. That is what men expect from you every time, I promise.
I wouldn't put much stake in that promise, but then again, I always consider the source.